His mum and dad, how are you today, Sue?
Yeah, not too bad at all, thank you. Yeah, it's a nice day this morning, so fingers crossed it stays like it for tonight.
And Dave, I believe that you used to do this as well.
Yes, a few years ago now, during the 70s, mid-70s, I was a professional rider for a few years, which was, this was one of the different sort of circuits we came to, something where you have to use your head rather than your hands. Very enjoyable, very enjoyable.
You did get injured, didn't you?
I did do on a post-TT meeting actually over in Mallory Park, 1979, which unfortunately curtailed the career, but I carried on as a crew chief and team manager for some time in the years after. I've been doing this for 46 years.
So you've always been involved in the paddock?
Yes, I'm afraid we have, yeah. So the bug bit in my early days when I was a mechanic, and I've always loved motorcycles, so it sort of grew from there, really, from mechanic to technician to designing chassis and bikes. And
Okay, so then Hicky came along, Sue.
Yes, 1987.
Oh dear, we've just given his age away, as if that wasn't known already. And he was actually listening to the noise of bikes in your tummy, wasn't he?
He was, yes. Yeah, he was brought up basically in the paddock, yeah. I spent all my married life and my courtship days in the paddock, so 32 years.
You've been making sandwiches a long time.
I certainly have, yes.
Now, you've always tried to keep Hicky out of it from a young age, Dave, haven't you?
Yes, because of the injuries I suffered, and I know how hard this game can be, I decided that we'd do everything we could to keep Pete off bikes. So we got him swimming, running cross-country, playing football, everything that we possibly could. I gave him a hobby of flying radio-controlled aeroplanes. Unfortunately, one day when we came back home, he'd swapped the radio-controlled aircraft I'd built for him for a motorcycle in pieces in their wheelbarrow, which...
But that's really clever. That is really clever.
Yes, he obviously thought about it for a while. He thought, oh, this airplane's worth something, but I want a motorbike. And he was 12, 13 years old at the time, and decided, get rid of the airplane, let's tinker with this motorcycle. So.
And Sue is his mum. How did you feel about that?
A bit nervous.
A bit
nervous, a bit anxious, but it's what he wanted to do. So David said if that's what he's going to do, then he's going to do it properly, and I'll teach him how to do it properly, and we'll support him. And that's what we've done all through his career, really.
Did you ever worry about the expense of it, though?
Yes, we did. Well, everything we had, we ploughed into it. But we thought it was worth it because he showed that he had the ability to ride.
And he was the one who wanted to do it.
We never pushed him at all.
No.
We tried to steer him away from it, like David said.
Is that because of the dangerous side of it?
Yes, yeah, and because of how David's been damaged as well. And we've lost friends over the years, but we decided if this was what Peter wanted, then we would support him.
And he is your only son?
He is, yes, yeah, which makes it even more anxious, shall we say. But
yeah, it's very difficult to understand what the riders have to go through, particularly on roads. I know what it takes to go around here quickly. I went over here many years ago on smaller races, smaller motorcycles. He's now handling machines which are lethal weapons in the wrong hands. And
they go so quick, these things, don't they?
Yeah, and unless you've got a head on your shoulders, you won't survive it. You have to be intelligent, you have to think about what you're doing, and you have to prepare properly, which is what I've been involved with right from the start with Peter. If he's going to do this, then he's got to do it properly.
So did you try and teach him to really respect the roads from a young age then?
Yeah, we never, during my time when I was controlling him, if you will.
Controlling? Have you ever been able to control Peter Hickman? Come on.
No, I encouraged him to stay on short circuits where the safety issue is very high. Over on roads, it's a different ball game. You have to have a different mindset for this. And unless you're intelligent enough to understand that, you won't really make it at this game. So you have to respect the roads. You have to understand what it takes to do this. And having said that, I've tried to give him a guide on it and keep him calm and keep his feet on the ground, not get carried away with anything, just enjoy what he does. And hope.
Would you prefer him to stuck to BSB?
No, this is Pete's decision. It's entirely up to Peter. It's his life. He knows what he wants to do with it. All I say is that I try and keep it as safe as possible for him. It is difficult. It's a hard game. But it's his decision to do this. It's his life. So I just help or we help wherever we
Well,
can.
he's old enough to make his own decisions now, and we have to go along with it and support him as much as we can.
Okay, so as an experienced racer yourself, and obviously been in this environment for most of your life, and as a dad to Peter Hickman, do you think they should put an age restriction on the race to 21?
I don't think an age restriction necessarily. I think experience is the important thing. If you start a young rider, say at 12 years old, by the time he's 20, he's done a lot of riding, and provided he's been taught properly and sensibly to respect what he's doing, then I don't see that as a major problem. I do think that it should be brought on steadily and carefully. Pushing people when they've showed a bit of talent is not the way to do it. If you push somebody into something, force somebody into something, for instance, years ago the paddock was filled with sponsors who just said you've got to do this and you've got to do that. Well, I was in the same situation one time, and I told them, if I'm doing this, I do it at my level. Well, I do what I want to do here. Nobody will tell me where I should and shouldn't be. So I think starting young's a good thing, but not necessarily on the roads until they've done maybe 5, 6, 7 years learning to respect, learning to ride a motorcycle properly and with the right crew around him.
So when he gets on the bike, Mum, and he's on the grid line, where are you?
On the grandstand with binoculars, so I can see exactly where he is. And David has his stopwatch, and when he sets off, he'll time him, and I'll say, where is it? And I keep looking, and I'm just all the time waiting to see him come through. Once he comes through, I can relax a bit and listen to the radio as well, so I know the commentary, and I can hear where he's going. And so long as I see him come through, I'm fine.
Last year he did get quite injured quite badly, didn't he? Not at the TT though. So obviously when you do encounter something like that, do you just think, do you know what, I just want you to give it up now?
Yes and no. I mean, it's a mixture of emotions, really. I'm proud that he's doing something that he really enjoys. I'm anxious, obviously, at the same time, because it is a dangerous game. But it's his choice, and I'm his biggest fan. So I just go along with what he wants to do. So long as he's happy, and he's happy with what he's doing, then that makes me happy.